Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Jason Tucker. This is WP Watercooler, episode number 154. Today's topic is a recap of WordCamp Las Vegas 2015.
Vegas!
Something that both Say and I did not attend, but we thought we'd get a whole bunch of people that did either attend, volunteered, or spoke at the event. So let's go around the room
to break the
real
rule.
quick and get everyone introduced. We have Ben Fox. He's on. He's not going to be introducing himself because he's in the middle of an airport checking in and what have you. So let's go with Benjamin. Tell us about yourself, sir.
I am a local WordPress developer. I specialize in the Genesis framework.
Hey,
I love WordPress.
Ben, local where?
Local to Las Vegas. I should mention that. I'm local to everywhere.
You're a local developer.
Is there any developer that's not local? I want to know that.
Well, but Devin, you're a remote developer. Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, my name's Devin Walker. I'm a global developer, and WordPress.com.
Awesome. Manny, how about you? Tell us about yourself.
Manny, I live here in Las Vegas. I'm Brazilian. This WordCamp Las Vegas was my 7th WordCamp, and I look forward to LA.
Awesome.
LA!
Hello.
On. Carrie Lee, tell us about yourself.
Hi there, I'm Carrie Lee Marucci. I am Found Art Photography, and I shot WordCamp Las Vegas, and I'm very much looking forward to shooting WordCamp Los Angeles this weekend.
Awesome. Circuit. Robert, what about you? Tell us about yourself.
All right, Robert Gilmer, Shining 9 Web Design, helped Russ put on WordCamp Las Vegas, and looking forward to WordCamp LA next week.
And apparently you're doing some sort of like secret, like, what's that called? Like secret service? No, not secret service. Undercover? Never mind. I'll think of it. Don't worry.
All right.
Russ,
Witness protection. I figured
witness
it out.
protection.
I'll get my bottom half set up soon.
Awesome.
Good time.
Hey, Russ, tell us about yourself.
My name is Russ. I am the lead organizer of WordCamp Vegas. I had a wonderful time. Thank you to speakers, sponsors, attendees, and everybody, including the Innovation Center, who hooked up everything for the event.
Awesome.
And I'm a local developer as well.
Say, what about
Megan's
you?
a local developer.
Wait, are you local or regional?
Always local. Ben Fox. We have Ben Fox. Go ahead, Ben.
Yeah.
Ben?
My name is Ben Fox. I am a co-founder of Sidekick.pro. I was Chris Lemma's understudy at WordCamp Las Vegas. and got to go on as the keynote. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm actually sitting in the airport right now, waiting to get board a flight to Cabo for Cabo Press.
Awesome.
I don't think we've ever had Periscope on the show before. It looks like Ben is periscoping right now.
Here, I can,
Nice.
Nice and airport.
This is SFO. This is Gate 51A at SFO, in case anyone's wondering. And I have walked by at least 2 groups of co-founders arguing over some startup that's not going to matter in 20 minutes.
Hey, Say, to round it all up here, tell us about yourself real quick.
Oh, hey, I'm Say Reed. That's all you need to know, really. No. Make WordPress, teach WordPress, snark about WordPress, and doing the after party at WordCamp LA. What?
Awesome.
Yeah, tweet at me, Say Reed Media on the Twitter.
Awesome.
Don't ask me tough questions, though. I'm not.
I'm Jason Tucker. You can find me, Jason Tucker, on Twitter. I blog over at wpmedia.pro and jasontucker.us. So,
Right on.
WordCamp, huh? How did that go? How did that go?
Hey, wait, are you guys? Is this going to be a really short show because you're not allowed to talk about it, or because like
First
that?
rule of WordCamp is you don't talk about WordCamp.
In Vegas? In Vegas, even. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So this WordCamp
So we're done, right? No.
Yeah, it's totally done.
Bye, guys.
So this WordCamp was very unique. The main organizer didn't want to do it anymore and asked if somebody would fill in for him. And we kind of drew straws, and I got the short straws, how it worked. And,
It's better than the short bus.
Very true, very true. Not arguing that. But so we planned this WordCamp in about 3.5 months, which usually most people get about 5 to 6 months. So half the time. I'm very proud of that. I had Robert Gilmer on my side to help with everything, and I couldn't have done it without him.
He was on your side?
Literally.
Sorry, like an attachment?
Like a conjoined twin.
I thought Ben was the sidekick. I'm so confused.
Wow.
He's the
Sorry,
sidekick pro.
just kidding.
Dot pro.
He's the pro.
Dot your pro.
Yeah. So the morning got off a little kind of crazy because we had a shortage of coffee.
Oh no.
Dun dun dun!
Right
Is
away.
that meme with the kid?
And then like I got a phone call and it was like, hey, coffee's downstairs, and like I couldn't get it up fast enough, but other than that, we were good to go.
Russ,
Wow.
that's because you're trying to do everything yourself. I was right there. I'm an ox.
I couldn't help it. It was like I just need to do it all, and I will make sure I get it done. So the morning got off really kind of like any kind of normal WordCamp, and planning a WordCamp, I've never understood like this whole fake kind of world. Like it wasn't real to me until Saturday morning when people started showing up. Like it wasn't a real thing until people were like, "Hi, I'm here. Where's all my goods?" And I had to give them something. It wasn't real to me until then.
Here's your swag. Be on your way.
I don't have anything else.
Don't you hate that when people actually expect that they get what they pay for? I hate that.
You know, like you think they would have cut me a break, you know. But so Ben Fox delivered this. I think Ben Fox is outside the plane window right now. I think he's got his head out the window.
No, I think Robert might be a heavy breather.
Somebody is.
It's the mic.
There you go. Perfect.
Oh, Zay Reed,
Yeah,
5
no.
points. I love it.
Oh, I could spot a heavy breather.
Is that how it was, like, Russ, when he was your partner, just, like, heavy breathing, like, over your shoulder?
Hey, it is WordCamp Vegas. Some things just make sense.
I used to get calls at 3 a.m. and it was just heavy breathing.
That was me, Russ.
Tell us about the location, Russ, because I know you guys do a lot of stuff there at that location, and it's kind of your home base for a lot of the stuff that happens there.
Place is awesome.
WordPress events, as well as WordCamp. So tell us a little bit about it.
So it's called the Innovation Center, and they have 2 of them in Nevada now. One here in Vegas, one up north in Reno. So maybe WordCamp Reno can get kicked off again. I'm very excited about that. The Innovation Center is great. They literally said, just cover insurance, and you can have the rest of the spot. We have Wi-Fi, tables, chairs. You have 3.5 rooms to do with as you please. Just please don't kick holes in walls, and we're straight, is what they said.
Nice.
Every kind of tech meetup here in town, besides 1 or 2, is held every day at like this Innovation Center. I mean, the Ruby, not just WordPress. Like you have Ruby, you have the Oculus people, you have like everything from SEO and stuff. It's all there, and they literally just open up their doors to the community.
Non-tech too. It's pretty much the hub.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So I have a question, not related to the Innovation Center, although it has cool walls. I'm sure Carrie loved that for photographing, right? Question, Russ, you have been a speaker at many a WordCamp, and so as a speaker, how did you find the tables being turned and having to select the talks? How did that process go? I'm curious.
So my whole thing this year was that I wanted to bring in new blood. I wanted to bring in, something that was going to be like refreshing. And honestly, it's scary when you're like, well, this person is a first timer and you don't know how well they're going to talk or like if it could all come crumbling down, but nobody did. So being on the side that I am on, I was looking for, well, okay, this is going to be different, or I've never seen a talk about this. I want that. And being able to have Robert help me through that, we went through and, we didn't want to have duplicates. Sometimes you go to a WordCamp and you have like 6 people talking about Genesis. And why I love Genesis, I want WordCamp to be just more about one framework, Plus, they weren't a sponsor, so really, Um,
You mean there's more to WordPress than Genesis?
yeah.
Mind
Wait,
blown.
what's Genesis?
There's also Jetpack. Don't forget Jetpack.
Okay.
Don't forget that.
There's some plugins too, right?
But to answer your question, it was very surreal being on this side and being like, wow, now I understand like how hard it is to pick speakers because you have so many great people submitting these talks and you're like, I want to see them all. Like I don't not want to see these. Like, yeah, it was really hard to pick. It really was.
How many applications did you get versus how many slots you had?
So we took 35 people. Now 3 of those people were in the same session. So you could really count it as 31, 32. Maybe my math is wrong. But so we had about 75 people offer to speak. And, so whittling that down was kind of hard to do. That's, a lot.
That's about 40 that you had to cut. So when you were making those choices, you were just basically deciding on things you hadn't seen before, or things that were like kind of newer time-wise for WordPress, or what did you have guys set up a criteria, or what was your strategy?
Yeah. So my strategy was this: is if it was on WordPress TV, WordPress.tv, I didn't want to see it again. Not that it isn't a great presentation, but I want people to see the videos and say, here's something different, Not that I don't love Chris Lemma's talks, but if I see another Chris Lemma talk anytime soon, no, I'm kidding, I love the guy. It's just, like, I did the same talk across the country, and now that I see my 6 presentations, I'm like, why do I have 6 on my profile up there? I should just really have the 1. So I wanted to have new original content.
Should only just have the 1.
You'll have to take the other 5.
One of you is enough.
Of course, the challenge is to produce a different talk and to always, be upping one's own game.
Yeah. I mean, that's something that I always encourage, is just even changing it up, even though how great that is, like talk about something a little different, unique, that makes it personal to that WordCamp. Instead of being on tour with it, Which is ironic because our whole WordCamp was about bands going on tour, and they don't play new music every concert. So it's irony.
It was about bands on
If they're an improv band, maybe.
Band? What the hell, man? I'm disappointed in your planning skills.
It was all about music. So the other thing I wanted to do with WordCamp is I didn't like when you go to a Coachella, they don't announce like
Coachella.
Yeah, when you do they have more than one Coachella?
Yeah, just one.
All those Coachellas.
The Coachellas.
Well, so when you go to like Coachella or Woodstock or like a Warped Tour, like they have a sponsor stage, but they don't say like this is the country stage, this is the metal stage. Like you can see 3 genres on the same stage, and so that's what I wanted to do here in Vegas. Is I wanted to have devs and new speakers and intermediates all on the same stage. So we didn't label rooms beginner versus dev or advanced versus, we didn't do that. It was just come watch a presentation. Maybe it's for you, maybe it's not for you, but maybe you can learn something.
That's the first time I think someone in Vegas has employed a non-labeling approach to anything.
Everything
here. They were Journey and Rush. Those were the 2 rooms.
Yeah, but I mean, just like a stage, like you'd have the Monster stage and the Red Bull stage, but it wasn't like beginner versus, advanced.
But neither one of those guys sponsored, right? So that's why you didn't name them that?
That's very true. It's very true. Well,
we tried, though. We tried.
Yeah, we couldn't get the rights.
Come on, Red Bull programmers.
Hey, Ben, while you're still here, before you get on that there plane, what was your keynote about?
I'm actually on that. I'm on that there plane. I don't know if this.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's still working.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can I give my opinion on his keynote?
I'm going to turn my camera off. But my keynote was about community and the importance of community and the importance of relationships in community. And the three key takeaways I think were: 1, that strong communities participate. 2, that real relationships are analog and that digital only is an enabler, but real relationships are things like this. Like we all know each other. We've all had a chance, most of us had a chance to meet each other in person, and that's that's what helps move community forward. The fact that we all jump on a digital platform is not what makes us a great community. And 3 is that awesome things can happen inside community, and you know, I gave some great examples of that, and one of them, in fact, is that I wouldn't have any success I have if it wasn't for the WordPress community.
Yeah, and well, not only that, but Ben also challenged people to make one new friendship or one new partnership at WordCamp Vegas. Like, go meet somebody new and keep that relationship going, which I thought was a great touch, Ben.
It really sounded like
thank you very much.
Babe. I just want to point that out.
Good job, Babe. My assignment. I was successful. Just checking in.
What was your assignment?
To make a new relationship, not just talk to someone, not just talk to someone in the hall and have a moment, but actually form a new relationship that, you know, where the relationship serves our purposes and enriches our lives. And I definitely
did that person also carry your photo bags the whole rest of the time? Is that what ended up happening?
Basically what it is, she said, "You grab my bag, let's go."
It worked.
I tried to do the same. It didn't go over very well. Told someone to grab my bag. Yeah. Anyway.
Can I just say that every time Ben Fox talks, it just shows the picture of him and his pig, and I look at the pig as if the pig is talking.
It's not a.
I thought that was a unicorn.
It's a unicorn. But every time you talk, I imagine the unicorn talking and not you.
I do that with Ben anyway. So
it's a balloon. It's a balloonicorn, and I actually got a phone call from the team at WP Engine asking me if I had taken it hostage because they had one too and they had lost it. So I got a phone call from Tina, who's their VP of Customer Experience. She's awesome, and like, we're lucky to have them as a customer. And she called me. She says, "Ben, are you like looking for a ransom to get our balloonicorn back? Like, can we?" I was like, "No, that's not that's not yours, or maybe."
I love it. I just want to say real quick, Ben Fox was my first choice for a keynote, and I'm very, very glad that he said yes and he showed up.
Really good one.
Very true. It's very true.
Hey, I want to comment that, Russ, your emceeing was hilarious and awesome at the same time. I think you should become a DJ or something because every time you spoke, it was brilliant.
On the Morning Zoo, we have coming up Devin Walker, Jason Tucker, Ben Fox.
I'm going to just do noises for your show. That's what I'm going to do.
That would be so rad. I would love to have that. So,
Wait, did you have a point? Because I have a question. We're just going to keep talking, you and me, Russ. Feel free to jump in at any time, guys.
Shout them when you know them.
I have a question. How did you guys approach Saturday vis-a-vis Sunday and, you know, business tracks? Or did you do a participant day, or was it just a second day of conference? What was your second day strategy?
So first day ran just like any other normal camp. Talks, lunch, talks, get out. You know, kind of like that. Sunday was a little different. I usually don't go to Sunday WordCamps, but being the organizer, I was kind of obligated to go to this one. And so I really had no expectations of how they were going to go. But we ended up doing speakers, and then after lunch we had one more set of speakers. And then for like the last hour and a half, we actually got everybody together in one room. All the sponsors, all the speakers, all the organizers, and all the attendees, and we had just an open discussion.
I thought that was the best. I thought, Russ, that was the best way to end a WordCamp I've ever seen, and that should definitely be forked for other WordCamps.
Yeah, that was great.
You're going to fork an open discussion because no one's ever done that before. It's like, no,
true.
Not at a WordCamp.
Well, took a whole discussion and brought it into one room.
Well, so what we did was just a couple days before WordCamp at our local meetup, I just said, here's this theme, has anybody ever used this theme? And it kind of like snowballed into this greater conversation. And, you know, like somebody said, I would never use this plugin, and this guy goes, well, you're dumb, you should use this plugin. And so having that interaction with each other and hearing everybody's opinion mattered, you know. But not only that, like, it was really cool. Like, some people were like, how come hosts don't let us do this? And, you know, like, both of the hosting companies there were like, it's not that we can't let you do that, here's why. And like, they got an actual answer instead of like, here's an email that says, call us later. You know what I mean? Like,
call me maybe.
Call me maybe, yeah. No, like they really got to understand, like, how come Jetpack makes you sign into WordPress.com? And it's like, well, it doesn't for everything. And, you know, it really opened up people's eyes to why WordPress is WordPress, you know. It was really cool to see people getting answers and asking more questions and carrying this conversation on.
I think it's a great format because a lot of times people come in and they might have a specific question that they want answered, but it's not. It has nothing to do with what session is going on that day. So whatever questions might be asked at the end of the session aren't necessarily relevant to the question that person walked in with.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, not only that, but what was different about it is we didn't have a panel, you know, because Ben Fox, I think he could give this great talk about this. But he said, like, when you have a panel, you have people where it's like, these are the experts. Well, we turned everybody into the room into an expert because anybody could raise their hand. I'm raising it now. You could raise your hand and answer the question.
The responsibility for answering the questions wasn't localized and trapped in a few people. And that's always great because when we set up a panel, these are the experts. But there's all these people in the room. There's so many more people in the room. And then you get people feeling like they're part of a breathing organization, breathing machine. And you could tell the feeling in the room that people were leaving feeling great. And I think it's something that should be absolutely logged as a best practice for WordCamps.
But you have to have a good MC. Part of why it works so well is Russ. Russ
I don't know about you guys, but you know, I feel sad at the end of WordCamps now, and then it's like the last episode of my favorite TV show, and I really can't wait till they go to next. I think I'm like WordCamp addicted now. I don't know, something like that. Is that such a thing?
That's a thing that happens.
That's totally a thing. Yeah.
Do not
got the bug.
Well, so
it's like the season finale of Game of Thrones.
Right?
Russ, whomever, I have another question for you guys. What do you think, or do you know kind of what the makeup was of the attendees, like in terms of WordPress developers or WordPress users or newbies versus, you know, people who are like already kind of in the game? What are your did you get a read kind of on the attendees and who was coming?
So I don't have a really good grasp on the WordPress community here in Vegas because every month it's so different. Like last month was all beginners, and 2 months before that it was all developers, and then the month before that it was a weird mixture. I never know who's going to show up. But looking at spreadsheets, stuff like that WordCamp, the website gave us, it was mostly new user and like intermediate user looking to build a business type individuals.
That's awesome. I always worry that those are the people who I think need these talks the most, and then I feel like it's just sometimes developers talking to developers and other folks that were already part of the community. So I'm really glad to hear that. That's cool.
Well, not only that, but before I got into this whole WordPress thing that we're involved in, I had no idea how to child theme, and I sat through a John Hawkins talk about child theming. When I got to that point in my WordPress career, I still remembered it. So I think even though if it was a dev talking to the group, even though it might have been a little over your head, maybe they picked something up. And not only that, but Matt Cromwell said yesterday, he sat in a talk and it was fairly like new beginner-ish, but he learned something that he could involve into the Give plugin that he never even thought about. You know, he said, I sat in this talk and the lady said, how come this doesn't exist? And he thought, we should do that, you know? So I think devs can learn from the new users as the new users can learn from the devs.
That's wonderful because that woman would not have spoken up if she was in a more advanced class. The fact that the developer was sitting in a beginner class, that made that connection, and you really encouraged that from the outset, Russell.
I tried.
I really commend that. But you didn't just set it up that way. You shared your strategy with the attendees, and they seemed to. There wasn't a lot of hallway stuff. There was some, and that's always good. And we know the benefit of that. But people were really trying to get in there and take in something new. The rooms were well attended.
Well, Say you know this better than anybody. I would say like at WordCamps, people tend to go to just the new user room and camp there all day, and they don't get up. Well, they don't get up. They don't walk around. And so by taking even if I were to label the talks new users, I switched them up. They were never like this wasn't one dedicated room.
You forced people to walk around, and mingle.
It got blood moving and it got people walking around, and I think the energy from that stayed up. You know, it wasn't just like people sitting around going, "When's it 5 o'clock?" You know, I think that whole interaction was perfect.
Yeah, and the place was really cool.
Consequence of this.
I think there's a way to that developers, if they're talking about a more advanced subject, that they can find a way to reach across the aisle and appeal to beginners, maybe by explaining things in terms that they might understand. Hence my whole floating magic jacket. My floating magic jacket analogy. For those of you guys who weren't there, I was explaining how action and filter hooks work in Genesis, and essentially I did that by I put, it was like a coat rack, right, which had code hook 1, code hook 2, code hook 3, and I said, okay, if you want to put this magic blue jacket on a coat hook, this is how you do it, and I explained it in those terms, and afterwards I got a lot of messages on Twitter from beginners that said, wow, you know, I never would have understood this concept, but because you broke it down in something that was very, very simplistic, it made sense to me.
Well, not only that, but to your point, Ben, is Robert had his talk about actions and filters, and like that's something that you could go months on, but he described it in such a way that it was just like, even when he gave it a couple months ago to prep for this, it's just, wow, what a concept. Like, Robert had a really good talk.
Yeah, I really want to have this, Russ. When do you expect to have the presentations on WordCamp TV?
Don't even ask me, man.
But I really want to see Roberts again.
That is such an open-end question. Like, after this, I'm going to disappear for like a month. I'm not even lying. Like,
hey, Russ, where can I get the link to those slides?
I will tweet them out for you.
Can we just do WordCamp again this weekend?
Yeah.
We are in LA.
LA.
Come on down. I have an extra ticket if you want one. Or if anyone needs one, tweet it.
Do you actually? Because
I also have an extra ticket too.
Good, and Mary Robert's speaking again, so there you go. Come on down.
Come on down. You can relive it.
So, folks, we have 2 minutes left.
Relive the magic.
Real quick here, tell me what was your favorite presentation. Don't go all into it because people can go on the website and go look into it, and then when Russ gets around to getting the videos up. But what was your favorite topic?
I'm going first because I want to get her before anyone else does. Kitty Lusby brought the house down.
Confetti poppers all the way.
Confetti poppers. Because it's visual as something.
If you guys take one thing away from this, confetti poppers.
Confetti poppers.
So one of my favorite talks was actually there's Samal. Samal gave this thing in WordCamp Minneapolis. It was like a 5-minute lightning round about why senior web design is so important. And he was basically yelling, seniors can't see red, seniors can't see green. And so we invited him, and I think he had a phenomenal talk. Like, that's a concept of WordPress I still don't know to this day, is designing for older people who use the internet. And I think, not older people, I don't want to discriminate, but I'm just saying, like people who are colorblind, I would have never known, like, my colors are red, black, and silver, and he's like, don't use those colors. So for the next month, like, I have to go pick out new colors.
Better change your theme.
But I definitely think that the entire highlight of WordCamp, besides WordCamp itself, was at the very end, just letting people have that open discussion and just talking with each other. That was a conversation that I think would have never happened outside that group, you know?
WooCommerce about security and scalability was a really good one too. You know, it's something that people say, oh, WordPress can't scale, WooCommerce can't scale, but I think Mike can praise the local WooCommerce development shop here in Las Vegas. They did a really good one. I really like that one.
I want to say thank you to Ben Weiser, to Devin Walker, to Carrie Lee, and I want to say thank you to Manny for coming this weekend Robert, especially, thank you even more for helping me with this whole thing. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Please go to vegas.wordcamp.org and go check out all of our sponsors. I want to get them a little bit more love. But Jason Tucker, I'm going to send it to you. Thank you, and we will be on tomorrow morning.
Getting the pictures out as soon as possible. I'm going to find you, Russell.
Your pictures will be out before my videos will come out. I'm just saying now. You guys can bet and take the over and under on that, but I'm just going to say that that's true.
Nice. Well, hey, thank you all for being on the show today and recapping the events that happened this weekend. Make sure to go to our website at WPwatercooler.com and click on the links there. If you are watching us on YouTube, click on the thumbs up button. We'd love to see that. And make sure you also, if you don't want to watch us but you just want to listen to us, you can listen to us over on iTunes. Thank you very much, folks.
See you in a day.
Shada Toriabi had a wonderful talk, too.
Really good.